Oh, good morning, beautiful people. And welcome back to another video. Oh my goodness. I'm feeling the burn. Bernie Sanders said, feel the burn. I'm feeling the burn, Bernie. Where you at? I'm feeling the burn, girl. Oh. Oh, my goodness. Girl, so much tea to spill. Oh my gosh. So, where do I begin? Hold on. Let me get settled in so we can talk about this. So remember how I kept talking about how I'm turning the car on. Get it together, Doris. Get it together, this man. All right, let's see. We can go out through here, I think. Yeah, we can go out through here. Okay. So remember how I had told you that I got hired with another lady? She was like an older lady, probably like 50. Not that much older, but you know, older. Well, and then remember I said how like in the third week, the assistant manager was like, do you guys feel confident? Like, you know, like, do you guys feel confident, you know, being on your own, like without our help? And I was just like hesitant. And then she right away was like, yes, absolutely. And I'm like, fuck, she must be really good. Like, she worked for the courts before. Like, she must be really good. Like, fuck, you know? But then I started noticing that she made a lot of errors, and then that she was asking a lot of questions, like, for help. And I'm like, I thought you were, like, badass. Like, why are you struggling? Well, yesterday, she went on her lunch, and then she didn't fucking come back. I was like, what's going on? So then I noticed that people were looking at me like all sad, and they were like, one guy, he was like her best friend, he was looking at me angry, and like this guy's usually bubbly, happy, so for him to be like angry, it was like a shock. It was like, wait, why is he first of all, why does he have his hoodie on? Because he had his hoodie on and he was just dogging me, like, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm just coming back from my lunch, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, first of all, why isn't he his happiest self? And why is everyone like looking sad? Well, I realized, well, then the girl's desk, she sits right next to me, but like one seat behind me. So like towards this way. I noticed that the owner was there, like with calling the IT guy, and the IT guy came over and was like setting up a new computer. And I'm like, oh, I guess she's getting a new computer or whatever. And then the IT guy, I guess he didn't know anything, or he doesn't know what's going on. He was just like, oh, who sits here? And then the owner was like, no one. And I was like, wait, what? And then the owner, like, they do stuff, like half an hour later, they're like configuring the fucking desk. And then half an hour later, the owner tells everyone, when the new person arrives, I want you guys to do this and tell them this. And I'm like, the new person? I'm like, there's a new person? Like, what the fuck? So I'm thinking I think they let go of the lady. Yeah. And it's like funny. This is what I mean about there's no humility, and there's people, and I deal with a lot with these people like this, like especially my dad, he's one of them. They don't know how to admit fault. They don't know how to show weakness. They will swear up and down that everything is perfect, that they're badass, that they know whatever they're doing, like they're experts, and they fucking suck. Like they don't know shit, but they swear, they'll tell you up and down that, oh yeah, like confidently, like, I got this, like, you don't need to worry. And I'm like, yeah, I do, because you always drop the fucking ball. And that's what I mean. Like, I go the opposite. I know what I'm doing, and I fucking doubt myself. I'm like, I don't know, no, I'd rather not take on the responsibility because I'm not sure I can do it right, knowing full well that I'm fucking good at it. You know what I mean? And it's like, I swear, there's a lot of people that get ahead in life by faking it, by pretending like they're fucking experts, like everything is fine. Like when I got my braces, my dad was like, I don't know why you got work done on your teeth. Your teeth are fine. Look at mine. I'm fine. Mind you, he has dentures. And I'm like, you have dentures. Like, there's a reason why you have dentures. Because you didn't take care of your fucking teeth. And now you're trying to gaslight me into not taking care of mine? No. That's why I need to, like, literally, I need to just... I can't be around people like that because they'll make me believe things that are not real. because they're so confident in how they say it that it makes you believe them. You're like, oh shit, okay, yeah, like George Bush only served one term. Like, yeah, of course. Cat, what am I talking about? Ah, I cannot. But anyway, anywho, it's like, I felt sad because it's like, for me to be there and no one really likes me, like on a personal level, no one really likes me. People were rooting for her, the lady, because it's like a family atmosphere. Everyone, like most of the majority of the people there have kids. They're family oriented. They're always talking about their families. And it's like, you know, here I am, single guy. And it's like, I don't know. I just don't fit in, I feel. But for me to still be there, despite the fact that I don't get along or I don't have a lot of things in common personally with those people, it goes to show like how good and like I'm performing. Like my work speaks for itself. You may not like me personally, but I'm getting the job done. Like I'm producing. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm performing. And it's like, at the end of the day, that's what I'm there to do. I'm not there to be friends with anyone or talk about my kids or like discuss the play that's my freaking niece is coming out in or no graduating in. And it's like, I'm literally there to perform and clock out, and that's it. I'm not there to meet my new best friend or my boyfriend. Like, no. So, okay, I have this work crush, right? Like, oh my god. Whenever I have a crush on someone, I literally avoid them like the plague. Like, I don't talk to them. I barely make eye contact. Like, if I pass by them, I bow my head. And there's a guy that I have a little crush on at work, and I think he knows. Like, he's short, of course. But, like, okay, he walks around like very confident. I feel like confidence is attractive. If you're confident like in yourself, knowing full well that you're 5'4", but you're like walking around like you're 6'5", I'm just like, damn, like what's he packing, you know? Because he's walking around like he got something going on. I'm like, I want to know, you know what I mean? So he just like, I'm attracted to him because of that swag, that energy, that like alpha, like you know, like I'll tear you up, and I'm like, yes. Anyway, so tell me why yesterday I was going home and he's in the elevator and I'm like, fuck, and he holds it open for me. He's like, we got enough room for one more, and I'm like, fuck. So I get in, there's like a tight squeeze, and you know, it's like the middle of the building is the parking lot structure access. It's called G5. It's like the 5th floor or whatever where we park. And nobody had pushed that button. Everyone was going to the lobby, but for some reason, I guess somebody in G5 pushed the button. So it stopped there. And then nobody got out. So then somebody asked this other guy that he bullies me, but I think he has a crush on me. Because he bullies me, it's like, oh my god, boy, yes, I have boobs. Like, no, you can't suck on them. Like, but anyway, he was like, who pushed the button for G5? Why isn't anyone getting out? Who was it? And then the guy that I have a crush on said, he was right behind me. And like, I could feel his breath. And he's like, I think it was Roland. And I'm just like, no. And he's like, it wasn't you? And I was like, no. I'm like, okay. But like, he said it in a way that he was like teasing me. I'm like, oh, my whole body, girl. I had like this warm sensation all over. I could literally feel his cologne on my back. Like, oh my gosh. And then tell me why his car is like to the right when we get out. He followed me outside. I was like, what are you trying to do? Why are you following me? And I was just awkward. Like, I looked at him and I was just like, have a good night. And he walked away. And I was like, oh my god, why are you teasing me? I don't do that, Johnny. Oh. Anyway. But yeah. It's kind of fucked up that people were like, it's like when like you enter like, I don't know, like a death match with someone, and people are like, who's gonna come out alive? And then I come out alive and they're like, no, like they literally wished me death. And I'm like, fuck, you know what I mean? Like, don't feel so sad that I wasn't the one that got fired. Like, don't be so fucking obvious. But I get it, you know. I think they understand that I'm not there to make friends, and they're like, they are. But I'm like, no. And it goes to show you how good I am, because no one helped me. If they did, like if I was desperate and like, you know, the person training me was absent for a week, he went on vacation, and so I had to like, I was forced to ask for help because I was afraid of making a mistake. So on the rare occasion that I did ask for help, they like begrudgingly gave me the information, but they were like, I guess you could use this document type, but I'm not sure. And I'm like, damn. And then when the lady would ask for help, they would be all happy. They're like, oh, let me come over to your desk. Like, this is how you do it. Did you understand? You want me to repeat it? Like, yeah. And then if you ever do this, also this, heads up on this and this and that. And I'm like, fuck. Like, you know, they're like, everyone loves her. And like, she's getting all this help and she still didn't make the cut. And it's like, it just goes to show you how much of a fighter I am, that I can go in somewhere that no one likes me, and I'll fight for my fucking right to stay. Like, I will literally fight for my survival, and I always fucking survive. You know? I pick up things from everywhere I've been, and I fucking take them with me. Like, I'm never just like, nothing is a waste. Everywhere I've been has always prepared me for the next role. And I always tell myself, oh yes, I did this before. Like, this is how you did it. Or I'll Google it. Or like, I'll just take the initiative. Like, I'll be proactive and like, I'll do something that, you know, is out of, you know, within the realm of the job description. But like I'll use my head to be like, oh, I can solve it this way. And they'll be impressed. They'll be like, oh my gosh, like, you literally called the court clerk and got it approved. And I'm like, yeah, like, why wouldn't I? They're like, we would never get through. And I'm like, I know how to get through to a court clerk. Like, I know how to, like, I've dealt with enough freaking, you know, that's all I did at my other jobs, like, was just call the courts. Like, I would always, the attorneys would be like, call the court, like, let them know that you need to continue the case. And I need, like, okay, how am I gonna do that? They're like, figure it out. I'm like, okay. I always did figure it out, you know. Luckily, people in the phones, they have been helpful. There's no one that's rude. There's some people that are literally monotonic, and I'm just like, I just get into my monotonic voice too. I'm like, correct, please proceed. Like, you know what I mean? Don't be upset because they're like that. Maybe they're like that because robotic, because they need to get work done, and they're just like, they're not there to, like, you know, be taken advantage of. And it's like, okay, I can do that too. Like, I'm just here to get, you know, the case information. Like, I'm not here to, like, be your best friend either. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not here to chat. Like, yeah, case number BD1234 for girl. Like, yes, please look it up. But anyway, I'm always gonna keep fighting. I'm proud of myself that I'm still there, you know. Like I said, my friends are my friends, my coworkers are my coworkers, and I feel like that's an important distinction, because at any moment you could get let go. That's what I'm saying. They don't really care for you like a family. Like, oh yeah, we'll take care of you no matter what. Like, no, baby girl, you could get fired any moment. It's called at will employment. You know what I mean? You're not on a contract. And you can quit whenever you want. They can fire you whenever they want. And that's how it goes. That's how life is, you know? It's like breaking up. Like, they don't really have to give you an excuse. They could, but they probably... That's just like... For what? For what do you want to know? The point is, you're still not working there. And on that note, have a beautiful day, people. I love y'all. Take care. Be safe.